Okay, finally got the back brakes assembled here. I'm not 100% happy with the way it came out, but pretty close. It's a little loose. Um, the getting the spring on underneath there really wasn't too bad if you have one of those handle looking deals that has a little hook on it to get the spring back on the shaft. I don't know if you can see it up in there. That really wasn't too bad. The biggest pain in the butt was back here. This bolt doesn't come out, so you have to put it in, and then you have to swing this guy up before the hole that's in it, before the axle can go through it. And then there's a spacer in here that always wants to fall out, and you got to get the spacer on the correct side of the bracket for the caliper, or else you can't get the disc lined up reasonably well within the caliper there. I'm not sure if you can see that or not, but it's in there. And then I've got one spacer on the outside here. Kind of think there should be two, but right now I'm not feeling like pulling it off again. And the reason for that is that on the other side, see that amount of thread sticking out? You would normally think that's a good amount of thread, but it hits the damn muffler when you put the muffler back on. So I was fiddling with that, and it's like, it's more important for the axle to stay on than for the muffler to not get a little scratch and chrome peeled off of it, although that's certainly annoying. So I'll see if I can do anything about that, some other method. But basically, there's no spacers inside here. There's this washer out here just for the nut, and that amount of, 3/16 or, well, not that much. Maybe thread sticking out there. One washer here, another washer in here, and then up against the speedo takeoff is the plate for the caliper. Be sure to bleed the brakes before you put this thing on. And I got this from another guy. He actually had it off and had it sitting up here, so that the bleed point here was way up high, so it was any bubbles would come up easier. Made a world of difference. It's pretty easy to bleed at that point because I got it above the master cylinder. Because I was really struggling with it down there. I was wondering if I could put the master cylinder back correctly. Anyway, first things first, when you get it all back together, have the caliper resting up here. He had it actually on the foot peg, kind of resting across up here. Bleed it, get it good and nice and solid with something between the caliper to act as if it's the disc, right? So you don't want to push the little pistons out. Then hang it back in here, get your washer, spacer, and all that stuff. And I found another little trick, because the back tire is not completely on the ground. I took a couple pieces of sticks here and put it underneath, like so, on either side, to hold the tire up so that the holes line up and the axle lines up. Because trying to hold all that together and get those washers in there and put the shaft in, it's like, oh God, what a pain. And then also the hole in here, as well as the hole in one of these, got a little boogered up, and then couldn't hardly get the axle through it, so I had to ream them out a little bit. So make sure everything slides together before you try to put everything back together. So I guess number one would be that. Make sure that the axle goes through all the individual components, no issue. And then bleed this guy. Bleed your caliper. And then put the the blocks under the wheel to kind of get the holes lined up, everything through the, so that the shaft can go through the frame with swing arm into all the components. It's got to go that way, and that makes life a lot easier, right? God, what a pain. All right, see ya.